welcome. So I did teach quite a bit online during COVID when we didn't have in-person classes, but I would really love it if you turned your cameras on so I could see your beautiful faces. It seems strange to talk to just black screens with your names on it. So if you have the possibility or the capability to turn your video on, it makes it a little more personal for me, that I'm not talking to just nothing. So if you can do that, I would love it. Thank you, Louise. But I understand some people may be in places that you cannot turn it on, but I would love it if you would. So my name is Maggie Kosicki. I work here at Rockford University in the Office of Global Affairs. If you are an ESL student, I would be your teacher. I am in charge of the ESL program. And I also do the undergraduate admissions here. But before I worked at Rockford University, I worked many places. I worked all over the country, specifically with international students. I specialize in English camps in China. I've started English camps in China, and I'm the director of some English camps in China. But personally, my family is very invested in international students. We have hosted 12 long-term students that have lived with us. Some up to 5 years have lived with us. I wanted my own children to grow up with an international mindset, to learn how to love and communicate and understand people from all cultures. But including our short-term students that have stayed with us, I think that we're up to like 160 students that have stayed with us at one time or another. I taught in middle school, I taught in high school. I have owned my own preschool. I still teach to China online. And I am master certified in TESOL and TEFL. So this has been my whole life. Right before I came to Rockford University, I was vice president of a company that found internships for university international students. So for the last 25 years, this is what my life has looked like. So to our topic today, financing school. There are multiple types of financing that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about sources of financial aid, how to get a scholarship, and understanding what the saying that we would call in America, apples to apples. So when you look at tuition versus tuition, what are you getting for your tuition? That's a really important thing to look at. And you can look at websites and it'll say this school costs this much, this school costs this much, but there's a lot of hidden fees that may be in there, or things that you have to pay extra for that you're not quite looking at. So we can send this to you in Portuguese if you would like, but I'm going to focus on the English ones. The first one started sources of financial aid. You have some finances in your own home country. Obviously, your family will probably help you out. You can get loans in your home country or in the United States. There's scholarships and jobs that you can have while you study here in the United States. Home country sources. Number one, check with your EducationUSA office. That is the most important. That is your link to your country. Your EducationUSA office knows more about finances and schools and what they offer more than any other place in the world, because they specialize in your country. It is impossible for us to specialize in every country around the world. That's why we always partner with EducationUSA. Local banks in your home country often have loans that you can get. And then there's also, depending on your country, there are government agencies that offer scholarships. Brazil actually is one of those countries that has special scholarships for students. Other sources of financial aid. So I have the Education USA link on here. There's international student loans. There's, if you know someone, if you have a family member in the United States, you can have a US cosigner, and then you can actually apply for a loan here in the US. And if you are interested in having a copy of this in PDF form, and we are happy to send that to you. So this is one that I wanted to talk about a little bit, IEFA.org, which is where you can do some search engines for scholarships. You can go in there, you'll search your home country, you will put in your major, you can put in what state you are interested in going to, and the list of schools will come up, and then it will state the different scholarship options for the school that maybe you're interested in, or maybe schools that you've never heard of before. And then also here we have that Education USA website, and that will tell you the different kinds of financial aid for universities as well. 5 steps to getting a scholarship in the United States. This is my expertise. This is my area, helping with scholarships and those all important scholarship letters. Okay, students. This is really important for you to hear from me today. Check your social media. If you are applying for scholarships, please know that those people that are evaluating you for scholarships will be checking your socials, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Snapchat, whatever is available. And some scholarships now actually ask if they can be added so that they can see what you're posting. So these are photographs of things that would be unacceptable to be having on your socials if you are going to be looking to get scholarships, right? You want to present yourself in a positive and professional light on your socials when you are looking for these scholarships. So be really, really aware of what's going on in those pictures. All right, step 1. Know the different types of scholarships for international students in the United States. Many international students don't understand that there are different kinds, okay? So need-based scholarships. This is one that probably is not available to international students. I would like to say definitely not, but I'm going to say probably most likely not. Need-based scholarships, which means that it depends on your parents' income. So which may be possible in country, maybe through EducationUSA, they know something like that, but from an American university, need-based scholarships are probably not going to be available. Academic scholarships are definitely available, and we call those merit-based scholarships, and that's what we offer here is merit-based scholarships. School-based eligibility, like ones that are only for specific schools or colleges, depending on your degree. This is really important. Identify scholarships for which you qualify. Find scholarships that you're looking for, that are for your major, that are specifically for international students. If you would like to be in engineering, look for those engineering scholarships. This is the most important part. Narrow down the list to ones that are most like you. So if you are for example, a female STEM international student, you want to start with the most specific ones. It takes a long time to make a scholarship application and to write a scholarship letter. Excuse me. So don't start really big with all international students that are studying engineering. Try to get as focused on those scholarships as possible. Maybe there might even one specifically be for Brazil. So Brazil, engineering, focusing on water. So you may find a corporate scholarship that is exactly what you would like to study someday. So really start to narrow those down. It is not possible to write scholarship essays to get letters of recommendation for every single scholarship. It's just not possible. You need to choose 5. Start with 5, right? And students start to get overwhelmed, and so they end up not doing really any, and they only do the easy ones. This is a major mistake. So they're like, oh, this one's easy, this one's easy, this one's easy. That is a major mistake. Don't just apply for the ones that are easy. Apply for the ones that you most qualify for. Okay, do I qualify? Don't skim. Read every little detail of the scholarship before you start writing that scholarship essay. Do it in depth, right? Don't just skim for it. So if you think this scholarship is great, this applies to me, then spend some time really looking at who qualifies. Read all of the information. So I just had a student today that sent me, can you write me a letter of recommendation? And I said, please send me the scholarship information. And the due date was 4/18. It is 4/19. That just happened today. So make sure of those dates, those due dates, those deadlines. And that's something that we're going to talk about how long it takes to make a scholarship essay. You cannot do it over the weekend. That's not going to be a good scholarship essay. That's going to take one weekend to do it. And the way that you're going to start before you start writing is to make a checklist of needed documents and information. So a lot of the students, they do it backwards. They start writing the essays, they start filling out the application before getting the documents. Start with documents. Do I have all the documents I need? How long will it take me to get those documents, right? That's always step 1. And then once you've written your scholarship essay, read the requirements again before you send them in. Make sure that checklist, you have every single thing in that checklist. Submit your application on time. Okay, this is really important. The goal is to submit your application at least 1 week early. 1 week early. If it is due tomorrow, and you think, okay, I have to tomorrow, I can send it in tomorrow, it's due tomorrow, and then your internet goes down, or worse yet, their website is down, which has happened to my students, that it's not taking, that it's glitching, that it won't accept it, it doesn't accept PDF, it wants some other kind of format. And then they don't get it in, and they're trying to send emails to people saying the website didn't work. And a lot of times, these scholarship people will say, you should not have waited to the last minute. And it says something about you as a student that you waited to the very last day to submit that application, right? And then complaining that the website didn't work, right? So to them, it looks like lack of preparation. So please submit those applications at least 1 week early. All right, scholarship essay. I'm an English teacher, so I love this part. Look at my numbers. Begin 2 to 3 months ahead of time. I know for some that seems crazy, but I promise you, this is a much better essay when you start 2 to 3 months early. Remember, the people that we're going to be reading are most likely professors, right? These are going to be professors from the university. They know an essay that has been written the night before. They're very good at being able to see that. Start these essays and asking for letters of recommendation 2 to 3 months ahead of time. Understand the scholarship provider's overall mission and purpose. So if it is a corporate scholarship that you're looking for, you need to spend some time in that company's website, finding out about that company. Look at their mission statement. Look at what their goals are. Look at what philanthropy, which means the things that they're involved in for free, right? Their loves, their passions. And then write about how your passions, experience, and interests align with the goals of that organization while answering the prompt. Here's the biggest tip I'm going to give you. You cannot write one scholarship essay and then send it in to every single scholarship. I know that students try to do that. I'll just reuse this one. I'll reuse this scholarship. I read a great essay, and they keep trying to send the same essay over and over again. They can see through that, right? If it's too general, or it's not quite answering the topic, or it's not quite fitting the company. You need to write a new essay now for each scholarship that you're applying for. Now, you can use bits and pieces, obviously, and try to make it fit and try to make it work for the new scholarship, but each scholarship should have its own new essay. This is really important. Stay positive. All of your writing should be positive. Gabriel's saying, yes, I see his head going up and down. This is not a time to be negative or critical, okay? This is not a time to be, oh, woe is me, right? This time in football and it wasn't fair and I was really upset because life wasn't fair. This is not the time for that. You can talk about failure. This is a time where I didn't do what I was supposed to do. This is a time where I worked really hard and I didn't get the scholarship, but this is what I learned. It is okay to show them that you failed at something or that you didn't succeed the first time, but you tried again and then you were successful, or you learned a really good lesson for next time. You can talk about hardship and how you overcame it. This is inspiring. This is inspiring to the readers of your scholarship. Be inspiring. Don't be negative. Get personal. The scholarship team wants to know about you, the real you, not the Instagram you, not what you want the world to see you. They want to know you. So by reading your essay, they should really learn about you and should feel like they've got an insight into who you are. Edit, 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 edit. Have a teacher or respected person read your essay. Spelling and grammar matters as much as content. I'm going to say that again. Spelling and grammar matters as much as content. This is really important. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little about know the value for the cost. So when we're talking about financing your education, this is really important for you to understand. Oop. So what am I getting for tuition and fees? Does campus activities include sporting events? Just so you know, many big universities, it does not. That you have to pay an extra fee to get a ticket to the football game, an extra ticket to the basketball game, you know, many, many extra fees to use the gym. You can get a gym membership and you can pay a monthly fee for the gym. Off-campus activities are an extra fee. You might have to pay a service to help you find an internship. A lot of international students do that. Will pay a service to find an internship. And find out about what the ratios are for the international students versus the international staff that support them. So if there's a school that has 1,000 international students and they have 2 people to support them, you are not going to get as much support as you would at a school like ours, where we have 120 students and we have about 12 staff to take care of you, and 3 full-time staff and 2 graduate assistants. And we hire all of our many international students to help take care of you. So you're getting a very personalized experience to help you with everything that you need. What's included? Class size. So if you were in a class of 500 students, it's going to be very difficult to know your professor. It's going to be very difficult for your professor to know you, to get those letters of recommendation, right? Really figure out if that's what you're looking for. The smaller the class size, the more one-on-one that you get with those professors. Who is teaching your class? Are graduate assistants teaching your class? Are TAs teaching your class? Are professors teaching your classes? Are there free computer labs? Are there free printing? The place my daughter went, she did not have free printing. It was like 99 cents a page to print. Professors as advisors. So this is a big deal to have professors in your major as your advisor. Some schools just have advisors for general advisors that kind of help maybe multiple majors that aren't teachers. Having a professor as an advisor in your major is a big deal. Mental health on campus, health clinic on campus, are those extra fees? Is laundry extra? Most universities, laundry is extra. Paying for community outreach, friends, parking. Most universities have expensive parking if you get a car. And this is the big one, students. I even highlighted it. The airport. Something students don't think about. Is there a, Gabrielle again, is there a major airport that has a direct flight from your country, or do you have to take several flights to get there? The cost goes up and up and up depending on where that airport is located. So my daughter's actually getting her master's degree in Germany right now. And that was one of the things that we looked at, is making sure that she could take a direct flight because it's much less expensive and there's many more flights that go out. And so from being in a major airport that's nearby that you can fly direct will probably save you 50% in those travel costs. So where are we and are you? We are located in Chicago, and Chicago is a major, major, major international airport. So you can fly direct from Rio, you can fly direct from Sao Paulo, straight into Chicago. And I think there's 2 or 3 flights a day going to those major cities. Federico, are there direct flights from other cities that I don't know about?
I'm not quite sure. I know there are a couple flights with connections within Brazil, but you can find direct flights to Chicago.
Yeah, I know Sao Paulo for sure and Rio for sure. What will you get for your money here at RU? So this is what we do. We know that you are coming to the United States to study, yes, but to have an experience. We want you to experience culture while you are here. And by going to a small school, this is a kind of experience you're going to get, is an office that understands that you want to have a culture experience. And so every year I take our students to Chicago to see the greatest basketball team that ever existed, the Chicago Bulls, and that is not up for a discussion. It is the greatest basketball team ever. It is the home of Michael Jordan. And you can see we do many things together. Our students are more than friends. Our students are family. As you can see, they are always with each other. They enjoy being with each other. When you go to a small school, that's the experience that you're getting. You're getting the experience of becoming friends and the school offering these special kind of experiences. So we take the students to Chicago, and honors and rankings, they matter, right? So like we're a tier 1 school, best Midwest regional university, Princeton Review, best in the Midwest, Phi Beta Kappa, one of only 11 institutions in Illinois to have that prestigious honor. Now, the important part, scholarships. To apply here to get your scholarships, to be accepted, to get your I-20, to get your scholarship, you don't have to take the ACT or SAT. You don't have to have letters of recommendation. You don't have to write an essay for a scholarship. And we accept Duolingo, so you don't have to pay extra to go to travel to get your IELTS or your TOEFL. And every student receives a merit-based scholarship based on your GPA. So this makes this process so much easier. So you're getting much more than you think that you are. So this is what our merit-based scholarships look like. The highest scholarship is $17,000 a year, which ends up being about $58,000. Small school equals more opportunities. So here's our office. This is what I was talking about. 3 full-time staff, 2 graduate assistants, 8 student workers for 120 international students. That's a lot of service. Our student-teacher ratios are 12-1. So every student learns how to do a presentation. So if you're a computer science major, you will learn how to do a presentation. And you know your professors, so you can get that letter of recommendation that you're looking for. And the great thing, professors can help you with access to internships. You don't have to pay that big fee to have someone help you find that internship. Will I have internship opportunities and job opportunities? Who will help me build my CV? So this is an example of one of our students that graduated, and he offers internships. He is the leading researcher for light therapy for cancer. Right here on campus, we bring career and internship opportunities to you one a semester with free interview practice, free clothes if you need it, less on competition for these major internships and job opportunities because there's fewer students. And your professors, if they find out about something and they know you, they can just say, this is something that you should apply for. I think that you would be perfect. Free stuff here, free laundry, free parking, free tutoring. Every international student, no matter what class you're taking, you get free tutoring. So if you're taking English, if you're taking history, if you're taking chemistry, you get free tutoring as an international student. And you'll get to see our free, amazing gym. So free access to the gym with a key card, free tennis club, and free to all of our sporting events. So this is our gorgeous gym. As you can see, it's new and beautiful. And this is our soccer team. So yes, playing soccer is a possibility. And again, free. This is tennis. I am the tennis club advisor. So whether you are new at tennis or not, you can do this for free every week. Free access to watching the games. And then we have campus activities that we help take you to. And so this is my boat. So because it's a small school, I take all the new international students on a trip on my boat. And this is beautiful Rockford. Rockford is beautiful. Again, this is Rockford. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous place. Rockford is really international. We have the #1 Japanese gardens outside of Japan, and it'll be a place that we take you to. We think it's really important that you're exposed to all cultures while you are here. And I took the students. There's an amazing art museum that is kind of down in a club with live music and a cafe and food and drinks. And this is the artist right here. He's from Israel. Spring break trip to Florida, $200. So we give you these opportunities at such a low cost, and we can do that because we're a small school. This is CV building. We give you opportunities to get your community service in that is expected when you're building that CV, that you are going to be able to put on their community service. This is important. Are you getting some real life experience to help you build your CV and to understand your major? Many students know, okay, I would like to be a business major, but they don't know what that means. What kind of job will I have? What can I do with a business major? And so what we try to do is take students on trips to see real life businesses so that they can see what they can do with their major as a job and get that exposure. This is the newspaper, actually. And then community friends. If you would choose, you would be set up with someone in Rockford, a family, and you can spend holidays with them. They can help you do any shopping that you need. They meet with you once a month to spend some time with you. Because if you're coming to America, just spending time on campus, you're not really understanding American culture. Until you spent time in a home, until you spent time with a family, then you're really getting a cultural experience. And I know that that's why you're coming to the United States, right? Is to really to experience that culture. So this is my home. And as an international student, I always invite the students to my home. And you can see we're a very close-knit group. And this is our color run. This is just what we had just a couple of weeks ago. So this is an example of one of our free events. And we gave away barbecue. I don't know if any of you have had barbecue, but the winners of our color run got some barbecue. And that is the end. And so now I'm happy to open up between Frederico and I if you have questions about anything that I have talked about. And I'm going to put in the chat my WhatsApp and my phone number, so that if you don't want to ask here and you would like to send me a WhatsApp or send me an email, you are welcome to do that. Does anyone have any questions?
Feel free to ask your questions if you want to unmute your microphones or just a text.
Oh, there's
in
a
the
chat. Frederico.
Oi, Luana, tudo bom? Então, para estudar aqui, você tem um programa de inglês como segunda língua, certo? Então, nesse programa, você aprimora o seu inglês, né? E, e você faz um teste, mas para saber o nivelamento, para saber aonde que você ficaria para concluir o curso, né? Mas e para trabalhar no campus, eu acredito que seria depende do caso, né? Mas é uma coisa que a gente pode conversar se você gostaria, se você tiver interesse.
So this is a really good question. What would be good indicators that my essay is ready to be sent? Number one, you know when the deadline is. Number two, you answered the questions, right? You answered those questions. Number three, you've looked at the person that is sponsoring the scholarship, and you are recognizing that their interests and their passions are your passions. Number four, you've had someone check the grammar. Okay. In American English, we expect really good structure. So topic sentences, supporting details, those types of things. So you should have an English teacher or English professor look to see if you are really following the correct academic structure of your paper. But remember, 3 months. Start early. I see another one in Portuguese, Frederico.
Oh, she was just thanking
you.
Should I send the PowerPoint presentation we had in case anyone wants to take a look at the slides over here on the chat?
We are going to be sending via email to all the participants. Maybe send to me, yeah. But thanks so much.
Does anyone else?
I would like to ask a question because there's a couple of students who registered to participate, but they could not attend. So they texted me via WhatsApp. They asked me to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
Some of them you already answered, and I'm gonna answer that. But deadlines. They were asking about deadlines. Are the scholarship deadlines the same of the application? Should they check if there are any different deadlines? How does it work? This is the first question.
So deadlines will always be listed with the scholarship itself. But, you know, I think the biggest answer to that is to send it in at least 7 days before that deadline. And one of the interesting things that I've learned about scholarships through the years, students, is that the earlier you get it in, the less other applications there are. So the scholarship committee really takes time to read it. So by the last 2 or 3 days, they're getting so many that they're doing more skimming in the beginning while they're reading it and not really taking the time to read it as thoroughly as they would if you got it in early.
And there is just another question. There's a student of mine who's looking for cybersecurity, and you mentioned that.
Yay! RU has cybersecurity. Yes, yes, yes.
Could you tell a little bit more about this major?
So it's obviously in the computer science department, and it will be, you know, defense. It's basically what it is, right? Learning how to develop defense tactics and to keep a company safe from any kind of attack, cyber attack. And I'm an English girl, so I am not as techie as others. So that's probably as far as I can answer that question.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows a little bit more than us. He's been looking for that for so long. Do you have accommodation on campus for undergraduate students, Maggie?
Undergraduate and graduate students live on campus. And I always recommend students to live on campus. It's how you make friends. It's how you interact. It's how you participate on campus. You know, you really build a lot more connection with other students living on campus and living with each other. Any other questions for me? Was I that good? That thorough? Thanks, Fry. You're a good cheerleader.
It was a great presentation. So is there any other questions you would like to ask? Maybe you're a little bit shy, you can text us. I think some of you have my WhatsApp number. Oh, there it is. From Ana Luisa.
So this, I guess this is a difficult question. It's applied to your total bill, right? So, you know, whatever your full bill is, it doesn't go up or down. Does that make sense? So if you have a $15,000 scholarship, it'll go towards your tuition, housing, and meals. So if you live off campus, it'll go just to where your tuition, it goes to your bill. That's a good question. Correct.
Any other questions? Well, Maggie and Federico, thank you so much for your time today. You gave an excellent presentation, very detailed with all the steps, the step-by-step for students. Luca says it was very clarifying. Thank you, Luca. So Luca is applying this year. He's going to apply until November, December. So thank you so much. It was really clear, all the step-by-step, what students have to do, how they're supposed to get prepared. And we really hope to have you again on the 28th of April. We'll have another presentation, but that's going to be towards graduate students. Another question, Maggie?
Oh.
Very good.
So that about their scholarship essays, is that what you're about their scholarship essays or about their entrance essay? So both should be on their website or talk to their international office. As an international student, I would always start with the international office. They're going to be the most attentive and understand your needs the most and understand which scholarships that you are able to apply for. So sometimes it seems unclear for an international student, why can't I have this scholarship, right? Why can't I apply for this scholarship? So please, please, please start with your international office and they can give you the most accurate information for an international student.
And I'm just rewriting your WhatsApp and your email here so that everybody has access again.
Do we need to have a certificate of English course to get? So each school is different. Every school will have English proficiency because that needs to be put on your I-20. Here at RU, we accept Duolingo. So that makes it much easier because you don't have to travel to take your IELTS or your TOEFL. You can do it right at home immediately. So which English proficiency makes a big difference?
I'm gonna wait a little bit more to see if there's any other questions.
And I encourage you to use my WhatsApp. I know sometimes students feel they don't want to bother me. You are never, ever bothering me. I dedicate my life to students and nothing makes me happier than to answer your questions. So please, please, please use that WhatsApp. Ask me any questions. And if I don't know the answer, I will for sure try to find it for you. So, Giovanna, the answer is no. You still have to have an exam, a standardized test exam. So there may be, but not many universities that will accept some sort of country course. But remember, we're accepting students from all over the world. So 9 years of English in Brazil may not be the same as 9 years of English in Thailand, may not be the same as 9 years of English in Australia, may not be, you understand? So there has to be something that makes it equal so that we understand where your level is. And that's what a standardized test does. So most schools will require that standardized test, either Duolingo, TOEFL, or IELTS.
Thank you for the questions, Giovanna. Well, I guess we have no more questions.
Perfect.
And yes, if you have Maggie's contact, WhatsApp and email, feel free to contact her and feel free to contact myself. I guess you all have my email because you have registered with us. So count on Education USA to help you with your application and getting information and connecting you with Maggie if you want to. Okay. One more question.
I see this. Those exams, can I make 3 of them in Brazil? I heard some of them were only abroad. There, do not apologize for questions. That's why we are here today. So yes, they're all 3 are offered in Brazil. Getting to a TOEFL or an IELTS is a little more difficult and you have to wait. So you'll have to go somewhere on a scheduled date. It may be close to home, it may be far from home, but taking that Duolingo exam and applying to schools that take the Duolingo is the easiest way because you can do it at home. It's only 49 USD, and you do it on your own time. So you can take it today if you want to. How much is the TOEFL in Brazil? Here it's about 250 USD. Is that what it is?
It's the same. Yeah, I think it's standardized.
Yeah, so about 250 USD to travel to take that TOEFL. And there aren't many. So you have to wait to take the exam. You know, that Duolingo is 49 USD and you can take it at home any day. So I really encourage that.
Maggie, what's the minimum score on Duolingo?
That is a great question. So I have it next to me. Oh. So comparably to your IELTS, and this will help you out. So so we would like to see a 90 on that Duolingo, which is above a 5.5 on your IELTS. If you have below that on your IELTS or below that on your Duolingo, then you can't, that doesn't mean you're not in. It just means that you have to do a Zoom interview. So don't think, oh no, I didn't get the score. It just means you have one more step. And you get to do the interview with me. So it's not scary. So the essay is not required if you get the Duolingo score. An essay will be required if you have to do an interview with me, and it will be an essay that you'll do while that we're on the Zoom. It'll be 30 minutes of writing that I will give you a prompt, and so that I can see where your writing is at. Because some people are not good standardized test takers, but are great writers. So we give you a chance to show that you're a great writer. Minimum TOEFL score. Luckily, I have them all sitting with me. TOEFL, minimum TOEFL is 80. And I think that that's pretty standard. Elisa, don't you find that, again, around 80 is pretty standard? For at least for a small school, Mm-hmm.
Yes, it ranges between 80, 85, maybe 90, but that's the average. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Then give it a minute. Maybe we have some more questions. We still have 5 minutes to 7. I know we have separated it an hour for this presentation.
And remember, when you get here, you can have a job. You can have a campus job here on campus. So I would say every international student that looks for a job can find one here on campus. It's not difficult. And it's even better to work in my office with me and Frederico.
Maggie, who should they look for? Let's say there's an undergraduate, first year undergraduate, international student. Who should they look for to look for opportunities on campus?
To look for a job?
Yeah, I mean, which department in campus they should go to, they should look for to get opportunities on campus?
So
you just mentioned jobs on campus, right?
Yeah. So on our campus, I can't talk about other campuses, but on our campus, you can pretty much ask any department what job openings there are. Some jobs are a little easier than others. In our office, we're pretty busy. And yeah, Frederico says yes. And then there's other jobs that are definitely easier that you can get your homework done. Like I have few students that work in the library and they get most of their homework done. So they're getting paid to do their homework.
The gym is another good example.
Yeah, at the gym, they paid to do your homework. Oh, well, and some of our students get paid to lift. So they use that. They actually exercise while they're working.
This is great. Well, that's it now. I thank everybody for the questions, Luisa, Giovanna, Luke, everybody who asked questions and participated here. Again, thank you so much, Maggie. Thank you so much, Federico, for being here with us. Thank you, Gabriel, for being here with me to support me. I'm going to stop recording now.